welcome to your 2024 reading. So this is going to be an annual review of your entire year, starting from the month of January all the way to December. We're going to go through every month and see what you may expect, what to look out for, and just the energies that you may be working through in those months. So also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything will resonate with you. So please only take what does and leave what doesn't. If for some reason this reading isn't resonating for you at all, please don't forget to check out your other placements. I recommend watching your rising sign and your moon sign if that's the case. Okay, but of course, if you want to watch any other placement, feel free to do so as well. And before we get into this reading, I'd also like to mention that I just added a new listing on my Etsy page. I almost said Etsy channel. On my Etsy shop, I am now offering Psychic Tarot Reiki. So I now do Reiki. So if you want to receive a healing from me, definitely check out the description. If you have any questions in regards to it, definitely message me or send me an email. All of that information is in the description box below. And of course, if you ever want to get a reading with me, that information is also in my Etsy shop. So without further ado, let's get started on your reading. So let's just get right into it. So let's start by pulling a card for each month for this year. So we're starting off strong for you guys. We're getting the Justice card for January. For February, you're getting the Two of Pentacles. For March, the Eight of Pentacles. For April, the King of Cups. For May, the Knight of Pentacles. For June, we're getting the Hanged Man, and it's wanting to come out in the reverse, so we will take it. That is literally the first reversal I've gotten in this entire series so far, so that's funny. All right, so for July, we're getting the Tower. For August, the Ten of Pentacles. For September, the Knight of Wands. October, the Nine of Pentacles. November, the Nine of Wands. And December is the Moon. And bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting this energy of like split energy within you for this year and just in general, because we have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So the bottom of the deck in this reading is going to be the underlying energy of your entire year. Okay, so you may feel at a crossroads this whole year. You may feel indecisive. You may feel unsure of what to do this year. Okay, and I also see that with the Two of Pentacles in February, and the Hangman in the reverse, the Moon card. You know, I feel like there's a lot of energies around you that make you feel confused within yourself, that you kind of just shut down. You kind of become in denial to it. It's like you don't want to see it. You don't want to know, right? What's that saying? Ignorance is bliss, almost. You know, it's like you don't want to pay attention to something, but it's there. It's trying to get your attention. Okay, because the way that she's covering her eyes with the two cards here, it's like she doesn't want to see what cards are in front of her. Okay, and then right underneath that, we have the Nine of Swords. So I do feel that there is a lot of stress and agony that kind of keeps you from being in this energy of just believing and having faith. So I do feel like that's something that you go back and forth with a lot. Like some days you're feeling really faithful, feeling really trusting of your intuition. And then other days it's almost like you try to be more logical. And when you try to be more logical, you start to, your judgment seems to get cloudy, you know? And I feel like you're trying to find the balance between the intuition and the logic, because we obviously need both, right? But I feel that sometimes you're either too intuitive, not that that's possible, but maybe too emotional, too in your heart space, and you try to balance it out with more logic. But then sometimes you feel like, no, I should just trust my heart, trust my intuition. I don't need the logic. But there's a part of you that feels like I should be more logical. I don't know if that's family's expectations, society expectations, that you feel that you should be more logical. But when that happens, you just shut down and you maybe start to beat yourself up for having trusted your intuition. Okay, so there's something like that going on within you, like a battle of the intuition and the logic. But like I said, we need both. We need both to fully survive in this 3D world that we find ourselves in. But as a Scorpio, you're naturally going to be more intuitive. So don't feel like you're different or weird because you have this gift of intuition. Okay, and maybe some people are asking for evidence, or people are maybe asking you, like, how did you know that? And you don't know how to explain it. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Okay, so I kind of see that sometimes you do shut down on people because let's say they do want more logic out of you, and you just kind of ghost them, and that's why you go Two of Swords on them, because you're like, I don't need to explain myself to you, but then that feeling of not having explained yourself to them makes you feel like there's unfinished business there. There's like an open-ended conversation there, especially if this is family, especially if this is like um, an elderly figure that you're trying to get them to understand you, but they just don't. It's like talking to a wall sometimes, like this person could be really stubborn, but sometimes you're like, there's no point, so why even bother? Okay, that's the kind of energy that I'm getting with this Two of Swords for you for this entire year. So that may be something that you're needing to work through. And my best advice for you is to just honor yourself and do what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel right, you don't have to force yourself to make it feel right. Okay, so that's the message that's coming through for that. So let's get started here. So for January, like I said, you have Justice. So you may be clearing some karma in January. You may be balancing some karma. You may be going through legal troubles, contracts, things of that nature. But I do see this being balanced in January. Okay, whether you've been dealing with this past year, that in January you just put an end to it, or this could also be the beginning of this contract, of this karma, of this justice. Okay, so take that as it resonates for you, but either way, I see that the scales are balancing, and whatever this is for you, whatever this issue is, it's happening in order to bring balance into your life. Okay, so take that as it resonates for you. I'm also being drawn to the 11 in this card. The 11s always look like a gateway to me, a path. So I do feel that it could be your awakening and initiation of developing further along your path, especially if you're psychic or your gifts are developing. I see them getting stronger and stronger, but with that, it also comes with challenges and things that we need to get rid of in our life. Okay, so keep that in mind, that becoming psychic and our gifts developing more is a double-edged sword, because sometimes there's like beautiful things that come with it, but then there's also this like shadow side of needing to clear karma, face the wounds, face the shadow, face the darkness. And sometimes people aren't aware of that. People think that, oh, I want to open my gifts so I can do this and this, not realizing that it also comes with a lot of clearing of karma. And that's what I'm feeling here with this justice for you guys. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I'm also being drawn, there's a white scale and a black scale. So like the light and the darkness. And I feel like you're bringing balance to your shadow side and your light side, honoring both because you're both, right? Again, with that Two of Swords, it's like not beating yourself up when you're two in your intuition, because you also need that logic, for example. Okay, just because you're a being of light doesn't mean you're not going to have a shadow side. So don't beat yourself up when you are in your shadow side. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, for you guys, this could be financial worries that are getting balanced in January. Okay, beautiful. We have the Two of Cups. So this could be you meeting someone, or there is a special someone in your life that gives you this stability, this comfort. It doesn't always have to be money. It doesn't have to be financially. This could be just someone giving you the space of feeling comfortable. Okay, but I do feel like there is someone in your life that makes you feel seen and heard with this Two of Cups. Okay, this person could help you through these legal troubles. Okay, this person could help you through this distressing time that you may find yourself in. Okay, but regardless, I feel like this King of Pentacles is obviously you. So you could have Earth in your chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, I feel like you are comfortable in your own skin. You do feel very sure of yourself. You're very confident. Other people can rely on you for anything. Okay, so I do feel that if you are in a legal battle of some sort, it's because you knew your worth, you knew that you could fight for yourself, okay? And also, if this has to do with more of like a spiritual sense of karma, this still makes me feel that with the King of Pentacles, you're very sure of yourself. You know how to hold the fort down. So, in moments of distress and moments where you feel like, I can't do this, you actually can. And you need to, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to radiate the energy of a King of Pentacles, okay? Where they're just very sure of themselves. They're sitting back and relaxing and enjoying the fruits of their labor. I'm also seeing like a job offer, a contract job perhaps, that's going to give you the financial stability that you're looking for in January, okay? Whether that is being offered to you in January or something is starting behind the scenes in order to make that happen for you, okay? So dates coming through for January is January 2nd and January 11th. All right, so moving on over to February. So in February, you have the Two of Pentacles. So they're set back and forth energy again. I feel like you're trying to find balance within yourself when it comes to this energy. Okay, the way that she's trying to balance two ice cream cones, she's trying to take a bite of the vanilla, but then she has a smudge of the chocolate on her face, which makes me think that she had just taken a bite from the chocolate. Okay, so be very mindful of the projects that you take on in February. Don't take on more than you can chew. Okay, this energy here is making me feel like wanting to have your cake and eat it too, right? So I just heard sacrifices. So there's some sacrifices you need to make in order to just focus on one thing. Definitely be mindful of that, okay? Reflect on that if that's resonating for you. But I feel like the message here for February is to not take on more than you can chew, okay? Focus on one thing. Yes, you could be a really good multitasker, but sometimes you can perfect something to its absolute craft versus when you're multitasking, trying to do two things at once. Yes, they're still good, but they can be better. And I feel like when you focus on one thing, it's almost perfection, okay? So try not to take on more than you can chew is the message for February. We have strength, and this one wanted to come out as well. Ace of Swords, there's that logic with the Ace of Swords, okay? And with strength, I feel that the message there is to, have the strength to say no to certain things that you feel that you shouldn't have to do all the time, okay? Bottom of the deck is Judgment, so this could be a rude awakening for you in February. Maybe you do take on too many tasks, too many roles, only to find yourself feeling burnt out, and then that's like a wake-up call for you. Okay, this could also be you just trying to find balance within yourself, within your life, trying to find that balance until you hit a breaking point, basically, right? It's like you're trying to do a million things and then you hit a breaking point, and then that's like your rude awakening to stop doing so much. Okay, so strength, I feel like the energy that I'm getting with strength here is the strength to say no, the strength to hold your own and not say yes to everything. Okay, whether that's at work, like if people at work are always depending on you to do overtime or to take on another task, take on another client, take on another file, whatever that is, there's a message here to hold your ground and not say yes to everything. Okay, with Ace of Swords here, the energy that I'm getting here is almost like an uncomfortable truth, a confrontation I just heard. So if there's uncomfortable confrontation that you have to have with someone, an uncomfortable conversation, having the strength to say no, having the strength to have said conversation is really going to benefit you as well, especially if you're trying to do a million things and you're not asking for help. It's okay to ask for help, I just heard. So take that as it resonates for you. Ace of Swords, though, I'm always drawn to the chain being broken here. So I feel like this is you breaking the chains of this old version of you that maybe always says yes to people, always feels like you have to bend over backwards for people. But with this Ace of Swords, it's enough is enough. And with the Strength card too, it's like be strong about it, be courageous about it. Okay, there's two messages here, breaking free from chains or ropes. Okay, so whatever that is for you, whether it's saying yes to people, whether it's not doing what you actually want to do. Okay, so for February, we have February 2nd, February 8th, February 1st, and February 20th. All right, so moving on to March. So for March, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is awesome. I feel that you do make the decision of just honing your craft. Like I was saying, when you focus on one thing, you have the ability to master it to perfection. And that's what the Eight of Pentacles is all about. Okay, it's having the patience to fulfill a certain task, but also becoming a master of it. Okay, so I do feel that you drop the ball in February in whatever way that means for you, whether you say no to less projects, whether you say no to certain people, you set some boundaries, and then you have more time in the world to focus on what you actually love. So there could be a new job in the works in March, or this could just be you focusing on other projects that you actually want to spend time on. Okay, I feel like this is what you're truly passionate about and you're really good at it. Okay, and this is something that you've worked on for quite some time. It just needs more more of your time, more consistency. Okay, I'm being drawn to these bags here. I don't know if they're handbags. I don't know if he like is a designer of some sorts, if that's leather. So you could be really good with your hands. That could be something that you're wanting to work on. Maybe you're a fashion designer, clothing designer of some sort, or a bag designer. Okay, but whatever the case is, it feels like it's something you like to create with your hands. Brown could be your favorite color too. Brown's coming through very strongly. Yep, look at that. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, a new door opens for you in March. Scorpio. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. Yeah, you let go of people that no longer serve you. You stop saying yes to everyone. You stop trying to cater to everyone. You stop trying to save everyone, is what I feel here with Five of Cups. You know, maybe this is you always trying to be there for everyone, especially those people that need saving, that are going through difficult times. Maybe you feel like it's your responsibility to be there for them. But I feel that in February, this Ace of Swords is about you cutting out people, energies that just don't serve you anymore. And then in March, you put that energy towards yourself and look at how prosperous it is for you. Okay, with this Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. As you continue working on this craft, on this passion of yours, it opens up a new door, a new opportunity. And I'm being drawn back to the 11, that gateway that I was talking about. I feel like in January, you know, it's all starting to being worked on behind the scenes, but you start to see it physically in March. Okay, so you may get a new job offer, you may put yourself out there more, but something fresh opens up for you in March, a new path, a new gateway. Okay, and this is a divine offer for you having done the work, for you having stayed consistent, and also because you're really good at it. I feel that the universe is aligning you to put you in places and spaces where other people are going to offer this new opportunity for you, because it needs to be seen to the world. People need to see that you're really good at this. Okay, but you have to let go of what no longer is serving you. All right, so moving to April. Sorry, dates for March are March 8th, March 1st, and March 5th. Okay, so for April, you have the King of Cups, which is beautiful. This is your energy. Okay, so I feel that you just are radiating in your energy in April in a way that feels authentic to you. Okay, so this is going back to that energy of how I was saying you could have this battle between your heart and your mind, your intuition and your logic. And when you're in your intuition, you're in the King of Cups. When you're in your logic, it's more of like the Pentacles and the Swords, right? So in April, you're very much in your heart space, you're very much in your emotions, but it's coming through in a very healthy way, a very confident way. You're not guessing, you're not, you know, questioning if this is real. You know that this is your truth, okay? And you also begin to attract people who are in this energy as well, okay? You could have a puppy, you could have like a pet, or you may be thinking of getting a pet in January. Sorry, in April, but January was said for a reason, so that could be a message as well. Okay, but I just see you feeling authentic in April. Like you're really happy. You just know that this is right for you. Yeah, exactly. We have the World, cycle completion, which is awesome. Yeah, you close the chapter on this old you that feels like you always have to be there for others, second guess yourself. Okay, yeah, look at that. Six of Swords. You're leaving behind this stormy cloud. And the part of you does look back. A part of you does reflect on it and think, wow, that happened. These people did this. You know, it's like you're looking back still. But I see you just putting an end to it, crossing that finish line and saying That is all in the past now, and feeling really good about it. With the King of Cups, you're not second guessing yourself. You're not feeling guilty like, wow, I shouldn't have ended that friendship. I shouldn't have left that job. No, that's not what you're feeling. What you're feeling is confidence, confirmation that you did the right thing. Okay, so this is definitely a full circle moment for you in April. So this energy in April could be something that started for you a year from April, so last April or something like that. Okay, but I just see you feeling really good about your decisions moving forward after April. Okay, so April 21st are coming through and April 6th. Okay, so I also feel like you feel liberated, you feel accomplished, you feel really good about having crossed this finish line, and you have no one to thank but yourself because it's just her on this finish line. There's nobody else there. There is this little bird though, so I do feel like that's your spirit team. That's an angel, your guardian angel, always watching out for you, making sure that you cross that finish line. All right, so moving to April. So in April we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm going to need to get some clarification on this because I'm getting two energies. Either this is you or this is someone new. I feel like this is someone new because I feel like you're in the King of Pentacles over here. So it doesn't make sense that you would go backwards into the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel like this is someone new entering your life. This could be a business partner, potential or romantic interest, potential a new friend. Okay, but whoever this person is, they have something to offer you. They have this pentacles to offer you, whether that's just offering a good friendship, a good opportunity. Okay, but I do feel like this is someone different that you may meet in a professional setting. Or this is just someone who like is professional. Maybe you're like out getting coffee or something on your way to work, but you run into each other somewhere. Okay, we have the Five of Swords to clarify that. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, so I feel that whatever industry you work in, whatever field you are in, it feels competitive and it feels like you can't trust anybody. Okay, maybe you've tried to form a business partnership with someone. Okay, this goes for relationships also, romantic relationships. Maybe you put yourself out there and you try to make things work with certain people and it just doesn't work. There's like competition. Maybe when you're dating, the good ones get taken really fast, something like that. Okay, but in a professional setting, I also feel that there's people around you that almost think, that phrase, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Be careful of who you trust in your industry because it feels like some people are definitely just wanting to be your friend, quote unquote, in order to steal your ideas or see what you're doing so that they can either block it or take your ideas. Okay, that's with the Five of Swords. However, the Knight of Pentacles is a good energy, so I do feel that you meet someone who is genuine, but you're going to have the discernment of figuring out who's who. There's going to be someone who enters your life who's going to be a little bit more of this envious person versus this this Knight of Pentacles who has something to offer you. Okay, this other person is in it more for their personal gain, whereas the other person sees how you both can work well together. Okay, and then I feel like this King of Wands is you. You're feeling confident, you're feeling really good, you're putting yourself out there. Maybe you're starting to promote yourself more. You're finding more success in your businesses that it starts to attract good people, but also negative people that want to take from you. So be very mindful of that in May. Okay. It's going to be up to your discretion to figure out who's who. And it almost feels like it's a test of your intuition and logic, like I was talking about. Okay. So just be very mindful of that in May if that manifests into your life. Okay. Okay. So moving to dates. So we have May 5th and that's it. All right, so in June, you have the Hangman in the reverse. So I do feel like this test of your logic and intuition almost makes you kind of go back within and start to reflect and ask yourself, who can I trust? What version of myself can I trust? Or what part of myself can I trust? The logic or the intuition? Okay, because the Hangman in the reverse is gaining that enlightenment, but in the upright is gaining the enlightenment, or at least trying to gain the enlightenment Whereas in the reverse, you're coming out of it. You've like made conclusions. You've made an awareness of it. Okay, but I kind of feel confusion at the same time. Okay, so I do feel like you may go back to feeling confused in June because of this situation of this energy. So this energy may linger. Okay. We're getting the Sun and the Eight of Wands for the Hanged Man. Okay, but don't fret, don't stress. You're going to make the right decision. You're going to get the right awareness that you need. Okay, yeah, and the King of Wands wants to stay in the background. So yeah, this is you feeling confident, feeling really good about yourself. So I feel that this little test just comes to kind of, ruffle your feathers a little bit, but in the end, you make the right decision. You make the wise choice. Okay, the energy that I'm getting here with the Sun is trust your inner child. Use your inner child as a compass in moments of confusion. Okay, so if you are trying to decipher who can you trust from these two people, ask yourself what your inner child would trust. Who would your inner child trust? Would they trust the person that's coming off a little fake, or would they trust the person who seems genuine off the bat? Okay, so that's a message that is coming through. And with the Eight of Wands, I feel that once you do make that decision, you're going to feel really confident. You're going to feel really good about it. And I see you just moving into success here with this Eight of Wands and the Sun. Okay, so there's no need to overthink it too much. Just ask yourself, what will your inner child do? And that'll be your answer. And it'll be a fast response almost, because you will know, oh, that's what my inner child wants to say. Okay, so dates for June is June 12th with the Hanged Man, June 19th, and June 8th. So, okay. So moving to July, we have the Tower. So another moment of your feathers getting ruffled here with the Tower. So everything changes in July for you. And it's not to be scared. It's not to fear the Tower. This is a good change. This is something that's going to set you up for success. Okay. It could be another moment of transformation, of destruction that is required. And it seems like it's going to happen in the second half of the year for you. Let's see what this Tower is all about. The Empress, beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Yep. Walking away from what no longer serves you so that you can fully be in your Empress energy and know your worth. Okay. So this is beautiful. We start with a lot of masculine energy in the first 6 months, and then in July it's more feminine energy, but a very beautiful energy. Okay, so I do feel that it feels like things are going to come crashing down in July, but you're going to see why. It's going to be like a reality check within yourself to know who you really are and know the skills that you have, know what you have to offer to the world. Okay, you're going to see how powerful you are, and you're going to feel empowered for it. You're not going to feel, down in the dumps and question, why do bad things happen to me? I don't see you doing that. I see you finding your power in this chaos. Okay, and with the Eight of Cups too, it makes me feel like that whatever that energy is that comes out of nowhere to destroy everything is because it wasn't serving you anymore. Okay, this could be emotions, this could be habits, this could be people, this could be patterns. Whatever that is for you, it's leading you in the direction of this Empress. Okay, I'm also getting the energy of a mother figure. Okay, there could be like some destruction with a mother figure also that is necessary. And it feels like it only comes through when you walk away and turn your back on the situation. So that message feels really specific. Don't take it if it's not yours, but it feels like when you walk away from this energy, this person starts to take you more seriously, or they start to show up more for you. If you have like an absent mother, or just a mother who's very difficult to conversate with, communicate with, just like a very stubborn mother is the energy that I'm feeling here. It feels that something happens with the Tower and they start to see things differently, that it helps the relationship between the two, and you start to see them actually be in the mother role. Maybe that's something that you always struggled with them growing up. It's like they never really took on the mother role, but something happens in July that they actually take on the mother role. Like they're there to comfort you instead of being the ones who make you feel less than. Okay, so very specific message. Only take that if it resonates. So for July, the dates are July 16th, July 3rd, and July 8th. All right, so moving to August. So beautiful energy in August. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So if family issues do arise in July, they get better in August. Okay, I see you all coming together and having a family dinner. Even if this is figurative, you are all starting to get along and feeling better. Okay, so I feel like that tower is necessary. It's almost like having this big blowout, this big argument that you just let it all out and you get all your feelings out on the table. It's very uncomfortable. It shakes the table. Everyone is kind of like, damn, did they just say that? But it's necessary in order to move forward and in order to come together as a family. And you do that in August. You're able to come together. Okay, I do see like in July, it kind of, the wound is still fresh. You walk away for a little bit, but then you come back in August and you're all the better, you're all the more stronger for it. And so is your family unit. Okay. This could also be you finding peace in like generational trauma, generational curses. That resonates for you, because I'm really being drawn to the grandfather right now and the elderlies in this picture. So I'm thinking generations. So I feel that there is peace being restored in your family lineage almost for this 10 of Pentacles in August. And it starts with this destruction. It starts with this tower moment, right? Like we need to get our feathers ruffled sometimes in order to make peace. It's like having those uncomfortable conversations that people avoid, especially the older generation. Awesome. We have the Two of Wands, and these guys look the same. So I feel like just in terms of these photos, this is you, regardless of gender, okay? Bottom of the deck is Four of Wands. So yeah, again, happy home life, success, the foundation. I see you celebrating with your family a lot in August, if that resonates for you, okay? And then Two of Wands, you have a choice. Sorry, in August, with the Two of Wands, you have a choice to make, okay? So I feel like some of you may be considering whether to live closer to family or continue being far away from family, okay? Because I'm being drawn to the globe here, so you could live far away from your family, whether it's different states, countries, what have you. But it feels like you're considering moving back with them because things are going so well. Or you're thinking of staying where you are because that's where your career is based. Okay, but you have a choice in August to make in terms of that. It could also be that you're noticing your family's getting older and you're wanting to be closer to them for that reason also. Okay, but it mainly feels that because things are going a lot better, things are becoming more healthier in the family dynamic, that you want to spend more time with them. So you start to consider if you should move closer to them or just spend more time with them in general. Okay, so moving to September. So in September, you have the Knight of Wands. So you're making some fast, rapid action in September. Okay, I feel like you're not looking back anymore. You're not constantly thinking about it. You're just doing it. And you're feeling really confident about it. Maybe you're wanting to take a road trip, a trip somewhere. This could have to do with you moving, but it doesn't feel that way so much. So let's see. Here it is, the Two of Swords. Interesting. And I was starting to see this Two of Swords in my mind's eye when I was looking at the Knight of Wands. So it's funny that it pops up. And then we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. And you did have the Two of Cups pop up as well. So there could be a partnership that is very important to you in your life. This could be romantic, doesn't have to be though. But it feels romantic. So I feel like you're contemplating whether you should take action on this person, but with the Knight of Wands, that is your answer. Like your answer is to just go for it and not overthink it so much. So I feel like in your moments of distress, when you don't know what choice to make, it feels like you just let your impulses make the decision for you. Okay, and I'm being drawn back to the inner child. So remember, if you are confused about something, ask your inner child what they would do. Okay, because it feels like this Knight of Wands, although confident, can get themselves into trouble sometimes. However, with this Two of Swords, I feel like for you, it's better to just make a decision than to be pondering and lingering on it for so long, because I see that causing you more damage than just being impulsive and making a choice. I'm not condoning any like bad choices, impulsive choices, but what I'm trying to say is that sometimes a choice is better than no choice. So take that as you will. Okay, and it feels like it does have to do with this lovers, this relationship, this partnership. Whether this is you deciding to be with them, to not be with them. Okay, I feel like I need to get more clarification for this. Seven of Swords. Yeah, be careful to not self-sabotage a good thing with this relationship. Because with this lovers, if you're questioning if you can trust this person, you can. You definitely can. Okay, this is a healthy relationship that respects all parts of you. Okay, you guys balance each other very nicely with the yin yang in the back here. Okay, and notice how their hands are touching each other. They're not embedded in each other like the Devil card is. Okay, they're placed on top. So it's a healthy relationship, but it feels like you almost sabotage it because maybe, I don't know, you get some temptation or I don't know. I don't know what that is about. Okay, but with the Seven of Swords, it's like you could do something that is deceptive either to this person or to yourself, but you try to keep it from them. You try to hide it. Okay, but I do see you making a confident choice. So maybe it's a confident choice that you want to go for it in the moment, but then there's consequences. Okay, but like I said, a choice is better than no choice. Okay, that was coming through very strongly. But again, just be authentic, honor yourself. And again, this energy is not set in stone, it can change. So if this is coming as a warning to make a better choice, this is your message now. Okay, so dates for September 2nd and September 7th and September 6th. And for August, we had August 10th and August 2nd and August 4th with that Four of Wands. All right, so moving on to October. So in October, you're in the Nine of Pentacles. So you're feeling really good about yourself, being in your own energy. If some of you, if the decision here is to be single and not be with this person, I see you choosing to be single. But it's also not that literal. I also feel like you're just choosing to spend more time on your own and do your own thing and feeling really good about that. Okay, I see you taking like self-care days in October, like wanting to spend more time on your own and not spending so much time with a lot of people. That could also be a message if you find yourself with too many people, is to just like lay low for a little bit and spend more time at home. Look at that. We have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Yeah, I don't know why you start to feel confused about this relationship. And the Four of Wands is reappearing, so that's another message. I feel like for some of you, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time, there's a part of you that misses being single and independent. And it's not that you can't be independent in a relationship, but some of you just like miss not having to check in with anyone and not having to like constantly wonder what they're doing either. Okay, and it's not coming in a toxic way. It's not coming in a way that you don't want to be with them. It's almost like you miss this part of yourself where you were single, where you were alone. You know, it's like, I don't know, you may fantasize about being single, or you look at single people and you kind of think like, oh, I wish when that was me. Okay, but you love this person. That's what I'm saying. It's not toxic. This is a good relationship. It's healthy. And that could be why you're feeling confused about why you have this yearning to be single. It's really interesting because that's not what we get in these readings mostly. Most of these people are yearning to be in a relationship, right? But for you, I'm getting the opposite. It's like you're yearning to be single, yearning to find your freedom. And this also doesn't have to be literal. It doesn't have to be you yearning to be single. It could just be you yearning to find your own voice, your own way of doing things, your own identity, especially if you struggle with identity issues. Okay, And for some reason, this relationship is making it a little bit hard for you to find your own identity, especially if you've identified yourself for the longest time as this person's counterpart. Okay, if you've always seen yourself as so and so's significant other for a long time, you could be questioning, like, who am I outside of that relationship? Okay, so I don't feel like the relationship is toxic. It's just more so like you're trying to figure out who you are. And with the Knight of Wands, that could be why you make an impulsive decision to do something outside of the relationship because you want to feel free without having to ask for permission or checking in with anyone. Okay, like, yeah, I feel like the energy that I'm getting is like when you're in a relationship for years, you forget or you miss when you're single. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's what I'm feeling here for you guys. So that energy is going to feel most prominent in October. Okay, so with the Seven of Cups, I see you just pondering, questioning. So that's something that you're going to have to figure out on your own. You know, even if you need to take a break from this person, if you just need like a week off of the relationship, I feel like this person would be understanding because they feel like they are your person. It feels like a really healthy connection. So they would understand you. Okay, so dates for October are October 2nd, 7th, and October 9th, and the 4th came out again, so October 4th. Okay, so moving to November. So in November, you have the Nine of Wands. So I see you starting to struggle a little bit in November. Okay, I see you starting to get really stressed out. Maybe work starts to pick up. Maybe you start to take on more than you can chew again out of a way of, maybe it's like a coping mechanism for you guys to overwork yourselves. Okay, because it feels like things start to get a little bit confusing here, that maybe you start to take on more work or you start to worry yourself more. Okay, but it feels like with the Nine of Wands, a lot of things are happening, a lot of energies are affecting you, and you're starting to feel overwhelmed in November. Okay, we have Three of Swords and the Fool. Yeah, and then the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, there is a lot of energy that begins to overwhelm you. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of confrontation, maybe a lot of fighting and arguing. It could be in your relationship, it could be in the family space again, or this could just be within yourself also. I feel like you begin to have a battle within yourself about what it is that you want. And that starts in October here with the Seven of Cups, okay? But I feel like you're just wanting a fresh start. Whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, you're wanting a fresh start. And maybe some of you with the Three of Swords, you do initiate a breakup because you want this fresh start. You want to take this leap of faith. But then you could start to feel the repercussions of it or the consequences of it, and you start to feel really bad about it. But it feels like you're wanting to put yourself first, but it's at the cost of hurting someone else. That's what it feels like. Okay. But with the Fool here, you're doing this because you want to start fresh. You want to embrace change, embrace risk. And sometimes we can't take everyone with us, right? Like maybe this Fool is you wanting to embrace change into moving somewhere different, but this person can't go with you. You know, and there's like the agony of that, and maybe you decide to break up with them because you think that's best. And it's like you don't want to break up with them because you love them, but you feel like you have to because of what you're going through, what you're feeling within yourself. Okay, so I do see you struggling with that in November. Okay, so dates coming through are November 9th, November 3rd, and November 5th. Okay, so moving on over to December, we have the Moon. So yeah, I feel that the confusion doesn't go away. Okay, you start to feel doubt, fear, paranoia even in December about the choices that you made. Okay, but if you feel like you did something for yourself and it felt right for you, you shouldn't beat yourself up over it. I'm also feeling like guiltiness here, guilty conscious, especially if you did have to break up with someone in order to do what honors you. Okay, so I do see you feeling really worried. Yeah, Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck is a Seven of Wands. Yeah, you start to question everything. You start to question if you do the right thing. You may see your person, if you do break up with someone because you want to be single, you may see them go down a bit of a downward spiral that you feel responsible for them, but you shouldn't feel responsible for that. You shouldn't be responsible for the choices they make, especially if they take up drinking or something like that. Like, that's not your fault. That's their decision. Okay. I feel like you may revert back to old ways in December when it comes to wanting to save people, wanting to save everyone. And that could be something that you struggle with just overall. It's like you want to put yourself first, but when you do it, you see how all this around you begins to crumble. You see how everyone who is depending on you begins to go through it. But that's not your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make sure that you're good. And everyone else should be able to take care of themselves, okay? Unless they're children, but unless they're not your children, they shouldn't be your concern, okay? So yeah, I just feel like you start to feel a lot of guilt in December when it comes to perhaps breaking someone's heart or going back to feeling like you have to save everyone, and that could be where the guilt comes from. But I feel like this is something you're working through throughout the entire year. So like that's what we started in the beginning when I said like you saying yes to everyone, you trying to save people, the message is reappearing here in December. So I do feel like throughout this year, that's something that you're going to have to work through to make sure that you're doing things because they're aligned with you. And if other people get hurt in the process, that's just what has to happen. Okay, and I know that's easier said than done, but that's the way this message is coming through for you guys here. We also have Seven of Wands, so I do feel that when you put boundaries up, when you try to be in your own energy, when you try to make independent decisions, other people are like, why are you doing that? You never do that. You're always there for us. Okay, so I do feel like things go really well for a little bit, and then when you make a new decision of wanting to be by yourself, it like hell breaks loose. Like maybe you're the glue that holds the family, and the minute that you decide to put yourself first, everyone is like running around with their heads cut off kind of energy, and it's not your responsibility to pick up the pieces. It's their responsibility. Okay, so I feel like here, this is you worrying about others when you should just be worrying about yourself. Okay, so don't feel bad about that is what I'm feeling here. Okay, Scorpio, so that is what I have for you guys with the tarot. Let's go ahead and get into your oracles. So we'll start with the Island Time Wellness, Law of Attraction. In flow state, in the zone, loving life, focused, high frequency, skill meets challenge, flotation therapy. So yeah, just going with the flow, right? Not having to feel like you have to keep the flow. You're like control. You can't control the flow. The flow happens naturally. So I feel like you have to be in that natural flow state. You can't control other people's water fountains. Okay. The next step, daily steps toward your dream. Manageable goals, mentorship, doors opening, success. Awesome. Yeah, and I felt that the doors are opening for you, okay, with this Ace of Pentacles. Highest expression, fulfilling life purpose, soul contract, destiny, co-creating with universe, bliss, knows worth. Yeah, and I feel like this highest expression is you trying to get to your highest expression throughout this entire year. Okay, and there is going to be some challenges along the way because with soul contract and destiny, it's things that are fated to happen in your life. So you can't always stop the clock on that. It's something that needs to happen in order for you to fulfill your life purpose. Okay, but you'll find bliss, you'll find your worth in the process. Bottom of the deck is being love. Exude love in all that you do. Oneness. Like attracts like. Unconditionally loving self and all. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get into the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Make friends. Friendship is the alchemy of success. And I was feeling that. I was feeling friendship over here in April and just in general with the family and the relationship. So I do feel like friends is a very important thing in your life, or you need to start attracting more friends that are aligned with you. Okay, so pay attention to that, whether you feel like you have toxic friends. It's time to try to change your own energy to manifest better friends into your life, because they are the alchemy of your success. Move forward. Experience the grace of who you truly are. Exactly. And I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you're soul searching this year, you know. That's why you start to question your relationship. Even if it's a beautiful relationship, you start to question it because you start to feel like, well, who am I outside of this relationship, right? So I feel like you're trying to find the grace of who you truly are. And the way this person is walking away here, it almost reminds me of the Eight of Cups, of walking away from what no longer serves you, because they have their back turned towards us. So I feel like that's you walking away from certain situations because you feel like you need to find who you really are. Okay, and then we have two that came out. Live in the moment. When you are looking, what you are looking for is with you. Exactly. I was just saying that. I feel like you're going to be soul searching, but funny enough, what you're looking for is already inside of you. Way of faith. Let faith be your guide. Yeah, in moments of distress, start tapping into your faith. For some reason, these little balls are starting to look like to me like the evil eye. And I do have some here. So maybe get an evil eye bracelet. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Dawn of Love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. Yeah, so you're getting two messages of love here. Okay, so lastly, we're going to do the fortune reading cards. Oh, that one came out fast. Owl. There are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. Exactly, and I feel like this transition is only opening you up to gain more wisdom, gain more empowerment within yourself. So in moments of distress where you feel like, why is this happening? This is uncomfortable. You're meant to be finding great wisdom through it all. Okay, we have proposal. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. What I'm feeling strongly is business opportunity with that Knight of Pentacles, but of course it could be romantic. Okay, especially if you are in a relationship with someone for a while, I do feel like this person may consider proposing to you or you to them. Regardless if you're finding that like identity crisis throughout the year, I do feel like there could be a proposal in the works. Then we have Star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. Beautiful. And bottom of the deck, new beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. Beautiful reading, Scorpio. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell button so you receive notifications when I post again. I will be posting the love readings right after I'm done with all of these. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.